G'day, g'day, g'day. This is Charlie, and I'm coming to you with your daily dose of business inspiration. Topic number 211, the art of collaboration. So very important in business. And yes, I'm looking a little bit more wintry, a little more casual today. I've just been out for a really long walk, and it's actually quite cool out there. Cool for us northerners if you're in Australia and looking at this. Yes, I know it's not cold for you guys, and I really feel for you. I'm cold though, so hence the long sleeves. My Grand Canyon shirt that I got when I went and walked the Grand Canyon. Yeah, I walked the Grand Canyon. It was heaps fun. But I wanted to get some recording done today, mostly because I'm feeling really, really good after that walk, even though I'm a bit cold, and wanted to share some wisdom with you. Collaboration is really important for your business. It's one way to get growth without having to necessarily spend a whole heap of money and have a whole heap of employees on deck. It also helps with your teams, building your teams up and getting your teams to work better together. I'm not going to talk about internal collaboration today. I'm going to talk a little bit about external and community collaboration. Sorry for me moving around here. I'm just getting comfortable. So external collaboration, there's a couple of different types of collaboration to think on that. And if I could say collaboration more, I probably would. But external strategic partnerships. Strategic partnerships are alliances with other businesses to share resources and knowledge. The best examples I can give you of that are actually from my own experiences. One was when we ran our DVD stores. We spoke to the local coffee shop, got to know the owner there really well. I got to know the owner there really well because I drank so much coffee and I'd go up there and get my coffee every time. But we got to know them really well, and we agreed that we would swap vouchers. So they gave me some 2-for-1 cards, buy one coffee, get one free. I gave them a spend X number of dollars and get X% discount. And it had it. That it was from the coffee shop, that referral was from the coffee shop. That worked amazingly well. So people would come into my store and spend some money, and I'd say, oh, great, look, thanks so much for being a customer. Here's a voucher for you. Go up to the coffee shop and grab yourself a free coffee. Or buy a coffee and get a free coffee. Normally people are shopping in pairs, so that's great. They get one coffee for free. And we're referring coffee up to the coffee shop. They're getting their extra sales in terms of food and such. For me, I was getting people through the door who may not necessarily have been through the door. I also used those vouchers that I got from the coffee shop for when things went wrong, i.e. an order didn't come in on time, or the product simply was no longer available and we could not get it, and they'd had it on order for a little bit and it had just gone no longer available. That happened occasionally. But when that did, what I could do is give them a couple of those vouchers and say, I'm really sorry. It's beyond my control. I can't do anything about it. But here's something. It's not much, but here's something. Please take these. Nice. It's just a nice gesture. The other part of the collaboration we did there was we would have some beauty consultants, Nutrimetics consultants, Avon consultants. They'd come in and they'd have their beautiful packages of product, and they'd say, look, we want to do a giveaway. Can we put it here, and can we come in and get the entries, because that was their list building, right? That's how they were getting their prospects. And for us, what we'd do is we'd have that front and center on the counter, and we'd say, hey, listen, if you spend $20 or more, you get a free entry in the product drawer. People would go out and get a couple of extra DVDs just to be able to get into that drawer. At the end of the period, the consultant would come back in, get all the entries, which were their leads. We'd draw it. We'd call the person, get them to come in, make a big rah-rah about it. We'd put it into our newsletter that so-and-so won the gift basket this month. And the consultant would have their leads, and we would be increasing our sales, and people would be coming in also because they knew we'd have cool stuff to do. We did heaps of things like that, not just the Nutrimetics products. We had other sorts of things as well. Worked incredibly well. The second form of external collaboration is freelancers, and consultants. I speak a lot about having these people on your books and creating remote teams as a small business. Not many small businesses can't afford to have someone on their books as a full-time or even part-time employee. It costs too much, particularly if you don't know if you're going to have the constant work to keep them busy. Now, if you have constant work to keep them busy, that's different. But if it's peaks and troughs and you need someone to fill in a gap here and then they're not going to have anything to do for a couple of weeks, then you're going to need them again. Freelancers and consultants are definitely the way to go. I would recommend bookkeepers, accountants, fractional C-suiters as consultants. And a fractional C-suiter, oh goodness, I don't know where that came from. It's just such a mouthful. A fractional C-suiter is someone like your CFO, your COO, your CTO, Chief Technical Officer, Chief Financial Officer, Chief Operating Officer, who comes in and spends a couple of hours a week, maybe a month, to go through your books, to go through your strategies, to make sure things are on track. But they're not needed all the time. They don't fulfill a full-time position in your company, but there's someone that you need to make sure your direction is correct, your strategy is right, that you're looking after the things that need to be looked after. So you can use them as consultants, which is fantastic. I love that idea. Freelancers are people who will do graphic design, they will write code, they might actually answer phones sometimes, they might look at your help desk and answer help desk questions. They might be your social media manager or the person who does prepares your social media items, graphics and such. Content, that's the word I'm looking for. So freelancers and consultants are really important. Now, I use them a lot, as you know. I have graphic designers. I have people who help me build websites. So when I get busy, I've got someone who can back me up. The important thing for me is I've got someone who can back me up so that if I'm not around, there's someone that can be contacted to say, can you have a look at this and see if it can be fixed? There's people who write code. So I write some code. I love writing code. It's probably not the best use of my time, no matter how much I love doing it. And I also have freelancers to help me do that when I get a lot of code through the door to write. So freelancers and consultants, absolutely important to have on your books as a small business. The third one that you might not have considered is customer collaboration. Customer collaboration involving customers in the development process through feedback, beta testing, or co-creation. So you might get, if you're running a new program, if you're putting together a new coaching program, you might get people to go through and just run through the program with them, see what questions they have, see if you've answered everything, see if they've got any questions on the handouts you're giving, get them to go through a beta run or a couple of beta runs of your program. I found that to be really, really helpful because there's so much knowledge sometimes that we hold in our heads that we don't know we've got. And then once we start to get it out and they start asking questions, like, oh, that was a logical leap for us, but we can see why that's not logical for them. Really, really important. I think the biggest example I can give on this one that's really useful was the client I worked with many years ago who developed a massive coaching program. She had 6 to 8 months worth of content written before we launched. I loved it. I'd worked with a number of people who were going week to week without content, and that was really stressful. But she had 6 to 8 months worth of content. We had it all laid out. We had it all put up on the website and the membership site, and she launched. And she got a great response. And after the first unit, people are asking for content that she wasn't going to be doing for 4 months. Now, it wasn't content that had any contingencies. It didn't have any prerequisites. It was a standalone unit. And we sat down and she said, I think I need to deliver this now, like move this forward. And they're not interested in all this other stuff that I've got written out. So I'm going to get rid of that and I'm going to put this forward. And we had to rearrange all of her content, which was fine. We had it set up that was easy to do. But what it really highlighted to all of us was, yeah, you need to launch and have some content ready to go, but you've also got to be ready to pivot. You've got to be ready to listen to what your members, what your mentees are looking for, and be prepared to respond to that. So that's why customer collaboration becomes really important. Moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about community collaboration. I know I've spoken about this before, so we're probably going to run through this a lot quicker. And if you've got any questions, please ask them in the comments or come across to Locals, askcharlyleetham.locals.com and join the conversation there. But community collaboration, local events and sponsorships, I cannot emphasize these more highly. Getting involved in your local communities, sponsor a local sports team, get involved in a local charity event, go down to the local school and see what they need and how you might be able to help them. Anything that gets you in front of your community, especially if you are a local business, is a really important thing. It goes not only to your social responsibility as a corporate, a corporate social responsibility. It also helps you with your marketing efforts and it will get people into your business. So this is about attracting new customers. You're using the local environment to help you get your name out there. Industries, associations and groups get involved in the networks to share knowledge and advocate for common interests. If you're a retail store, you might consider joining the local Chamber of Commerce. If you are in a body, like if you're an architect or in the building industry, you might join your local building industry or building association that has events going on. Not only will that allow you to do things like putting up tables at trade shows and such, it will connect you with the wider community and it will give you knowledge. It will share knowledge with you. You will find out about things that are happening probably a little more quicker than other people will, possibly. And you may even find that it helps with your marketing efforts. Social media and online communities, get involved with the groups and the pages that are on social media that are related to your topic or to your business or to your industry. It's tough and it does take a little bit of time. If you aren't careful, it'll take a lot of time. But participate in industry-specific groups. LinkedIn groups are a good one. There's a lot of groups on Facebook that have conversations around things. They're not just there for selling to each other. Some of the groups are just about selling to each other, and that kind of drives me mad. But there's a lot there that also just share knowledge, or people that get on there and will just provide advice. When you ask a question, they'll provide advice. They won't try to sell you something. And you can do the same. And what that also does for you is that raises your credentials within that community, and people will start referring people to you. Really important stuff. You do, however, with the online communities, need to be a little careful that it's not taking up all of your time. So maybe get yourself a social media manager, collaborate externally, get yourself a social media manager who can monitor those groups, highlight posts that you could respond to. Maybe you can tell them how you want to respond and they can respond on your behalf. You've got to be careful because it's still got to come through authentically. See my previous topics on that one. But there's ways and means around doing it. Well, what do you guys think about the power and the art of collaboration and how it may fuel your innovation and success? What do you guys think? Leave some comments. Let me know. I will respond to them. If you are watching or listening to this anywhere where you can leave reviews, I would appreciate that too. Come across to Locals, askcharlyleetham.locals.com to join the conversation there. And if you can, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell so you find out when I drop more content. And I will see you all tomorrow for topic number 212, the power of self-care. We're going to loop back around to that one again. Thanks, guys. Bye.